This is J&J Boxing Breakdown. Today is August 14th, 2019. We got plenty of things to talk about. We didn't do a show on Saturday because we were at the Ali camp and up in Philadelphia. Saw a bunch of good stuff. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things. First things first, though, let's get into football. You know, we like I said, it's boxing, but we talk about a lot of different things. So I wanted to ask Jordan, as a Falcons fan, man, what you think your boy's going to do this year?
I'm at the best case scenario 13-3, worst case scenario 11-5. Really shithole is 8-8. That's how I believe.
You think? Y'all got a tough division though, son. Like if you think about it, like with the Saints,
we got to worry about
the Panthers.
We got to worry about the Saints, the Panthers. What's his name? Cam Newton.
He's coming back.
Still has arm trouble.
What if Will Greer comes in and starts cooking?
It's crazy. They're talking about upping Christian McCaffrey's loads. You know what happened when they upped Reggie Bush load? He started getting hurt, and Reggie Bush wasn't effective anymore. So go ahead and do that. I'm not worried about one person. I'm really, to be honest with you, worried about in our division is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the sign of with Bruce Arians coming in. Bruce Arians. Sorry, I didn't mean to mispronounce his name. Bruce Arians coming in. They even said this today on ESPN. Each year, every time that he comes in for a new system, that quarterback always turns up. And I think Jameis Winston's going to have a great career. Jameis Winston's probably going to have a great season this year. I think he's going to do excellent. But like I said, Falcons number one in the division. Number 2 will be the Saints. Number 3 will be a toss up between the Panthers and the Bucks. Right now, I got the Bucks doing it.
It's a tough ass division. I was going to talk about my Redskins. I think we go between as worst 6-10 and as high as like 8-8 maybe. Like it's a tough division, just like the NFC South is, the NFC East. And man, you know the Cowboys. I don't think that highly of Dak. So I think at best they go like 10-6. I think the Eagles are probably gonna win the division. So anyway, yeah, man, I think the Redskins they're probably gonna be down there with the Giants. We're gonna be fighting it out for third place with the Giants. But man, you think the Falcons can go 13-3?
Hell yeah, it's my team. I don't ever doubt my team. We talking about them boys got everybody back on defense. We just got somebody we just picked up on offense. Record last year, I believe he was
9-7.
I think so.
No,
I think we were 8. I think we were 8-8 last year.
Yeah, y'all gonna jump.
I think we're going to go 13-3. We've done it before.
Did y'all replace Steve?
They did fire Steve Sarkisian. Sarky baby, get his ass up out of here. I forgot who they picked up though, so I don't want to lie to anybody. I'll give it to you next show.
Man, I don't even know who the Falcons' offensive coordinator is. So. Anyway, all right, that's all about football, really. Just wanted to throw them predictions out there. We were at the casino over in Atlantic City, and I bet on the Redskins on the over, getting more than 6.5 games. So, hey, man, I think we can do it. I think it's a possibility. At lowest, we go 6-10, so as lowest, I miss out. But, man, I just think with Case Keenum and Paul Richardson, and I don't know. I don't really know who the starter's going to be. But we're weak at certain spots. I don't really like our linebackers, especially with Reuben Foster getting hurt and whatnot. But I think we're a decent team. We're okay. We're okay. So maybe we could go 8-8. Maybe if we could develop a connection with the receivers, Jordan Reed stays healthy, which is maybe an optimistic thing, and the running game works. Whether Geis comes back or whether Adrian Peterson is able to duplicate what he did last year. Whatever. So, man, what you think about AP saying he's broke though? Like saying he's in debt. Like
that sucks. I saw that.
Like $6 million in debt.
I heard about that like 2 weeks ago. That sucks. But, hopefully he'll be able to bounce back. Hopefully he'll be able to regain some money. $6 million in the hole sucks, but hey.
He get like $4 million this season. I think he signed a 2-year.
There you go, 2 years. There you go, $2 mil down.
Better hope he stays on the team for the next 2 years. All right, so we want to talk about the Muhammad Ali camp we went to, his training camp up in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. It was dope. Great time. What were the lady's name we were talking to was with Linda, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check my notes. What was her name? Yeah, Linda. And the other 2 guys there were Mick and Joe. And great people, we're very informative. gave a lot of information. We were asking the lady Linda questions. She knew Ali. She knew his father. She knew his brother. She knew his trainer, Angelo Dundee. I was about to say Customato. Angelo Dundee. She knew a bunch of guys, and she maybe even knew Customato. I don't know, because, he used to mess with Ali, too. So it was dope, man. Jordan, what'd you think about that experience, man?
That camp was amazing. She had a lot of information. She talked about a lot of things. Every question we asked her, she was able to answer. She did give us a private story that we won't be able to tell you guys about. It was a pretty unique story, and it was pretty good. We asked her about what was it, Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali's relationship.
Joe Frazier
and Muhammad Ali's relationship. She was saying they were really friends. John.
I'd heard that Joe Frazier didn't like Muhammad Ali. That's what I'd heard, and so
it was just a question that I had for her that I didn't get to ask because I'm a big wrestling fan. Was how was Muhammad Ali's reaction coming back home after the Steve Aoki fight? Because a lot of people don't know, in that fight, Muhammad Ali was playing around. One thing you got to know about wrestling, especially in Japan, that's taken very serious. Steve Aoki is one of the founding fathers of Japanese wrestling. And in my book, he's one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers to ever do it. Just saying, not adding today's people in there, but during the fight, it got to a point where he started shooting on Muhammad Ali, which means he started actually doing real holds and moves on Muhammad Ali, kicking his legs and everything. And Ali was kind of baffled by it because he didn't know what was going on. So I wanted to know how he really felt coming home. Like, what was the experience? How was that? How was that whole experience? How was that whole match to him? How was that? And then I asked her about the Layla Ali not being there. She said she's trying to get Layla up there. She's the only child that hasn't been. I think that will bring some significance and some more importance to the camp if Layla was there, because Layla is the most well-known Ali child. So I mean, why not have her there? And she's the greatest female boxer ever. Why not have her there? And I think it would be cool if some boxers actually spoke to John Madden's son and see if they can do a training camp there. I think that would bring more spotlight to the spot as well.
Yeah, man. And wouldn't that be dope if, like, for a big fight, guy was fighting in Philadelphia or something, he trained it there, and maybe he put some money to kind of renovate it, kind of hook it up a little bit. Man, I think that would be dope. Before I get to speaking on some of the questions, or some of the things that I asked Miss Linda, what I was going to ask you, what do you think about what's it called, catch wrestling? I was reading up on that because remember I asked you, I said, what do you think professional wrestling would be like if it was like, if it wasn't predetermined before the match? And I was reading about it, and they said it'd probably be a lot like the old catch wrestling. I think they have it in the amateurs. Do you know anything about that?
I think it would be totally different. Catch wrestling is totally different from the wrestling you see today. I was telling you that last time. Catch wrestling is sort of kind of the real holds, real moves. You're actually grappling. That's like a grapple match. You can still put somebody in submission, I believe, if you want to do it. But
yeah.
So it would be a totally different atmosphere in the wrestling industry today. You would have basically I would think your cruiserweights would be null and void now because no more top rope. Like, how are you going to go up the top rope when somebody is actually...
Why would you risk that?
Why would you risk it? Yes, and some finisher moves, like I don't believe you will have like the tombstone, power driver,
they'd have to take
Stone
away
Cold
weapons
Stunner, everything will be kind of... It would be totally different from there is today. I don't think you would have the wider audience that you have today if that would have stayed around. You would have a more hardcore audience, but as far as a wider or a broader audience than children, the WWE's main focal power right now is kids. If they won't have that because kids won't be interested in that. Kids
they can tell the storylines real good.
Kids don't want to see that. And I don't think storylines would be involved in it.
Yeah, because if it was, if it was
real, it's predetermined. If it's not predetermined, then how you can't build to that. You can't build 50-50 booking, which they do a lot these days. You win one, I win one, you win one, I win one. You can't have that when somebody is just winning, unless one night the guy is just like, man, I'm freaking tired of losing, so I'm freaking tired of winning. I'm going to let this guy win on me. No, hell no, ain't nobody doing that. I don't think no one's going to do that. So it'll be totally different. It wouldn't be the same type of industry it is today.
So I got another question now. But don't you think it might be and just kind of getting off that obviously the WWE or the other wrestling, New Japan and all this stuff, it is what it is. But wouldn't it be cool if they had a league like for like guys maybe like catch wrestling or anything? Because like a lot of times like wrestlers coming out of college, if they don't make the Olympics, they don't really have anywhere to go. Like, I mean, don't you think it might be cool if they actually had?
I guess
some
they
league?
don't have nowhere to go because that's not even. No one wants to watch wrestling unless it's on the Olympics or unless you got the national championships for college, maybe high school wrestling,
But that's like the real. I mean, I think that's different than catch wrestling, though, isn't it? Because they were saying catch wrestling's like kind of like BJJ.
No, that's what I'm saying. No one's going to want to watch it though. You already got. If it's like BBJ is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is grappling. That's what I'm saying. It's basically grappling. No one's going to watch it already. You got MMA when you got people that can stand up and fight people. No one's going to sit there. Why do you think? This is one of my. I always ask that question. This is one of the reasons why we don't see grappling matches on TV, or we don't see judo throw matches on TV, or Krav Maga matches on TV. People don't want to watch that stuff. To them, that's boring. If someone's not getting knocked out, it's boring. Think about mixed martial arts in UFC or any of those guys, Bellator, one. If someone's not getting knocked out, if somebody's not getting submitted to the point where this person's like breaking their arm or passing out, I don't think no one cares for real. And that's the truth. Getting knocked out puts feet in asses. Deontay Wilder said that in his earlier fights. You guys didn't come out here to see no technical match. I want to see somebody get knocked out. So I'm going to knock somebody out every time I'm in this ring. That puts seats in asses, and that makes people come back. So no, I don't think that would even be. Like I said, it wouldn't be
profitable.
No, it wouldn't. People wouldn't.
Okay, dope. Just an interesting perspective. I'm a big boxing fan. Like I know Jordan, he's into wrestling a lot, and he follows the UFC more than I do. I'm just finally like sort of kind of getting into it. I mean, I know some of the big names, but I'm kind of old school, and I'm sure a lot of, some people would probably call me, old man, you watch boxing and stuff when they got MMA. Man, I like boxing. I don't like the aspects of necessarily kicking or, being able to use elbows and stuff like that. I mean, it's one thing if it's a street fight, but, I mean, as boxers, as professional fighters, we're coming together trying to see who's the best with the hands. That's my cup of tea, per se, but, everybody's into what they're into, so can't knock that. Oh, some of the questions that I asked Linda, Miss Linda, I asked him about Ali's relationship with Joe Frazier. Excuse me. I was going to ask because I'd read that Muhammad Ali and his father was upset. Cassius Clay Sr. He was upset that Ali and Muhammad Ali and his son and his younger brother had converted to Islam and were going through all of that. I had read that, but then when I come to find out, I went up to the camp, and Ali's dad, Cassius Clay Sr., had designed the stones and stuff with all the different names on it. Joe Louis, Joe Frazier, Jerry Quarry, Rocky Marciano, Jersey Joe Walcott. They had stones for a lot of the big fighters. Sonny Liston, for guys he'd fought, friends, guys he respected, and everything like that. So I didn't even ask that if his father was friendly with him, because obviously he had to be, if he was up there designing the stones.
What you said Joe Frazier came to the camp as well.
Yes, correct. Yes, he did. And he had a picture there beside his stone. And so, anyway, I had read that Joe Frazier didn't like Muhammad Ali. Maybe Ali didn't dislike him. I don't know. I don't know what the relationship was, but Miss Linda said that if they were friends, that they were cool. So, and Joe Frazier did have a picture up there and everything like that. So, anyway, it was pretty dope. What were the other things I asked? I asked if Muhammad Ali's son, Muhammad Ali Jr., I asked if he boxed, and she said no. What else? Oh, I asked how did Ali feel like losing to like Leon Spinks? It was one thing to lose to Joe Frazier. It was one thing to lose to Ken Norton, but losing to a guy like Leon Spinks, and she said only Ali could have answered that question. Only he could have given that kind of insight. So that was cool. And I asked how they felt like after the Larry Holmes loss when Ali fought Trevor Burbick, and how did everybody feel within the camp? Like, did they feel like, come on, Ali, like it's time, and she kind of gave that impression, like, yeah, everybody was kind of, we all supported him, but it was kind of time, and so anyway, and he lost to Burbick. Muhammad Ali beat Burbick, and he beat Larry Holmes, but Larry Holmes was kind of washed up by then. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it was great. Like, it was great seeing the like the kitchen Ali and them used to eat at. Remember, they had his aunt's rules for a kitchen. What was it? We saw, where he used to get his massages at. We saw the sparring ring. We saw the heavy bag. I wish they had a speed bag there too, but they had taken that out because of liability concerns. We saw where Ali used to sleep at. It was crazy, man. It was really, really cool getting to see that and getting to experience that. So anyway, I just thought, I want to share that with the fans and everything. Thought that was pretty dope and whatnot. The next thing, so let's get into the boxing. We're talking about our weekend and everything, and I ran up the Rocky Steps. It was so cool running up the Rocky Steps. I didn't get a close up with the statue though, because there was a line, and I didn't feel like waiting in line. I don't like waiting in line. And but anyway, I got a picture from the street. It was really cool. But all right, so into the current boxing. Jose Ramirez, he was the guy who just beat Maurice Hooker. He said to your guy, AB, Adrian Broner, what he say to him? He said, I think I'll give him his first stoppage. That was in response to AB saying that he might move down to 140 and he'd be willing to fight anybody. And so, what do you feel? I know, we don't, we were talking beforehand that we really don't know too much about Jose Ramirez. I know he's undefeated and everything, and he's like 5'10", like, being 140, fighting at 140, kind of tall. But what do you think about that, man? Do you think?
I think if AB gets his shit together, I think that if he was able to focus, moving down to 140 would not be a bad thing for him.
He used to be at 140.
Moving back down would not be a bad thing for him. He's a former, I
think he was a champion. Might have been champion.
4-division champion. He's a former 4-division champion. Like, AB is not. When he's on his game, he's no one to mess with. He's nobody messing with when he's on his game. But when he's off his game, like, you can't really. You can't call it. You see, he lost to Pacquiao in convincing fashion. It's just you don't want to. Like I said, because he's one of my favorite boxers, I don't want to see him lose again because he's still young. Like, he still has a lot left in the tank. It's a good move for him. I think it's a good move for him. If he's focused, it's a good move for him. If he's not focused, it's not a good move for him. But if he's focused, it's a good move for him. I think at 140, he would do a lot better than trying to work his way up and trying to take on the top half of 147. Because I'll tell you right now, him versus Bud Crawford, I don't think that's a good matchup for him. Him versus Spence, not a good matchup. And then him versus Thurman, him versus Porter, I don't think that's a good matchup either. I watched the first Porter fight. Man, Sean Porter, for somebody that talked a lot of shit, and that's being AB, Sean Porter backed up. Sean Porter did everything that he had to do to win that fight. AB had some quick flashes and some nice glimpse of being able to try to take the fight, but no, Sean Porter clearly won that fight. I'm telling you, Sean Porter won that fight clearer than he won that UGAS fight. So that's saying something right there. Like, that's saying something. AB he's not a joke, but right now he's a joke. That's how it is. It's like you're the laughing stock of the lower half of boxing, the lower weights of boxing. Like, no one's taking you serious. Like, no one wants to take you serious right now. Are you even taking yourself serious? And that's another question people need to ask. Is he going to take this serious himself? You want to move down? You just called out Keith Thurman. You called out Keith Thurman after the fight. During the fight, you called him out, basically. You called him out, told him he got washed. He's a wash. He did a better job than you did, being the fact that you didn't get knocked out. You didn't get knocked down. Thurman did get caught, and I think Thurman, man, yeah. And I don't think that Thurman wasn't getting. If Thurman didn't caught slipping, I think Thurman would have won that fight. But that's hitting on dead. Yeah, it changed the whole momentum of the fight. That's hitting on dead. But like I said, Thurman fought a better fight versus Pacquiao than AB did, and everybody knows that clearly. Clearly, Pacquiao won that fight. Like I said, AB was had flashes of being able to control the fight, but he didn't capitalize on them. He did not take the opportunities that Pacquiao was giving him. I don't think that he needs to be in 147 right now. Go back down to 140. Work your way up. Don't fight Jose Ramirez yet. I think that you should fight somebody for your first fight back and then hop out there and fight him. But if if he's the next one up, if AB's the next one up, if he moves down, then yeah, I would do it. If I was Jose Ramirez, because he has everything to gain and nothing to lose for real.
See, this might be kind of embarrassing for me. What's the dude's name? He's from New Orleans. Regis, Progress, or something. I don't want to mispronounce his name. So, I mean, he's like the champion at 140. So I should know who he is. But, I mean, I know him. I just, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to mispronounce his name. So, AB had called him out, and then he called Jose Ramirez out, and the dude Regis had said something. But my question for you is, and specifically as an AB fan, you know how I feel about moving back down. I'm against it totally. I think once you're up, either go up or stay where you're at. My question is, why doesn't AB just fight some scrub at 147? Like, why is he looking for the big fight, I guess, instead? Like, why doesn't he just go fight like two bums at 147 and kind of build his confidence back up?
Because he need that, because he want that money. He's a money fighter now. Everybody already know that. You see what he said when he lost to Pacquiao. I did it for the hood. It's one for the hood. The hood know I won. Nigga, you lost.
And so it's just like when you want cheese on that burger.
Yeah.
And what was he talking about?
Yeah, bro. Like, you're done, man. Like, he was done. If anything, he wants the big names for the money. I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know if he's able to be. I haven't seen Jose Ramirez fight, so I don't know.
He just beat Maurice Hooker with a 6-round TKO.
I didn't watch the fight, so I don't really know too much. And I haven't watched any of his fights, to be honest with you. I don't really know who he is. I have to look him up. But I know who AB is. I know who AB is right now, and right now he seems beatable by anybody. I think if anybody prepares, trains. He's still a world-class boxer, don't get me wrong. If anybody prepares, trains, get their mind right, I think they can take him. And that hurts me to say that, but that's just keeping it honest. Like, I don't think that his mind will be ready for that fight. I don't think AB will come to the fight with the mindset of, I'm about to win. I'm about to get paid, but I'm about to win, though. I think his mindset is like, I'm getting paid, man. I'm back out here, I'm getting paid. That's what I think his mindset is. I don't think he's serious about boxing no more.
Do you think it would be a good thing if, say he didn't move down but just fought? Don't you think it'd be a good thing? Maybe
if he's going to stay at 140, if he's going to be at 147, he needs to fight some up and comer because he needs to gain something is not all right there, so he needs to gain his confidence. He needs to get his confidence back. Being Manny Pacquiao would have been the biggest confidence booster for him in the world, and he would have been talking so much shit, and we would not.
I thought he was going to
be Pacquiao. I thought he was too. But I mean, them things happen. Every dog has their day. Them things happen, So hopefully he can bounce back. Hopefully moving to 140 will be a good thing for him. If not, then it's time for him to. I think it's time for him to call it quits because at this age right now, if you're already going the route that he's going and if you're already taking significant losses like that, I think it's time to call it quits. I think it's time to hang them joints up, man. Because it's time to. You're just not taking the sport serious. There's no point in taking the sport. If you're not going to take it serious, get out.
Don't disrespect the sport like that. and I mean, I think AB's a good fighter, but, sometimes that it's not all about, like, what your skill is in the ring. I mean, sometimes it's where you're at mentally, and so that's where I think he's messing up, but, it is what it is, I guess. This is going to be a shorter show, probably around 45 minutes or so, so we're going to try to keep you entertained. Usually it's an hour, but it's going to be a couple minutes shorter. So we just have a couple more topics we want to talk about here in like the next 20 minutes. So we're going to switch to the heavyweights. The guy, we've talked about him on previous shows, the guy who's going to fight Tyson Fury, Otto Wallin. He says that he has everything to gain and Tyson Fury has everything to lose. Jordan, what do you think? Do you think that's all talk, or do you think he actually could do something? I mean, he's 6'5", he is undefeated. I don't know how much he weighs, but...
You know what I liked about Tyson Fury's interview yesterday on ESPN? The lady asked him, there's a lot of people out here saying that you're taking a lot of these up-and-comers, even though they might be undefeated, but you're taking a lot of up-and-comers. His exact response was, well, it's who I have to fight me. Like, I don't have, it's like who's out there right now. That's who's out there. These are the opponents that I have. I think that he's fighting scrubs. Man, look at the last fight. Man, that dude said the exact same shit.
Schwartz.
Yeah, and Schwartz got his ass swart. That's what he got swamped. And it was so impressive, but I'm not going to get excited about that because who the fuck was Schwartz? Who the fuck is Otto Wallen? I don't know who these guys are. They're heavyweights, okay. No disrespect to them. No disrespect to Otto Wallen. Maybe Otto Wallen, he's right though. I don't think he has either, and I don't think that he's right. He has everything to gain, nothing to lose. If he loses, he just loses. But if he wins, he wins. And if he wins, technically that makes him the lineal heavyweight champion. So I hope Otto Wallen wins so we can cut this shit out. Because I would love to see ESPN talk about it. Like, your new lineal heavyweight champion, Otto Wallen. I'd love to see that.
They ain't gonna be as on. They ain't gonna be as on him as they were on Fury though. Like, I don't know. I feel like Fury, just kind of his personality and everything like that, and the way, like, as good as he fought against Deontay Wilder, people kind of, I guess he kind of got a newfound respect over here in the States, I guess. And, I mean, I agree with Wallen. I mean, I think what he said was a true fact. It's just, how is he going to come out and do? Like, how is he going to, can he beat Tyson Fury? I don't think so. You know, I'd have to check his list of opponents, but I'm just assuming that he hasn't beaten anybody. And so it's like, I mean, bruh, all that talk sounds good until you get in the ring with that 6'9", 250, 260 motherfucker, and then you're like, oh shit, like, I'm actually, like, I'm fighting the Loch Ness Monster, you know what I'm saying? But, like I said, I think it sounds good coming out of his mouth, but we definitely got to see how he goes about it and everything. I don't think he's going to win, personally. Hopefully he can make it a good fight, though. And I have to check the date when that is. I think it's September, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like next month. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's October or something like that. So, do you think he has any chance? Without having seen his opponents.
He don't have no goddamn chance.
We said the same thing about Ruiz, though.
All right, but this is totally different. Totally different.
Okay, you don't think Wallen has any chance?
There's a reason why Tyson Fury was picking these opponents. He's probably trying to get his shit together before he has to fight Deontay Wilder again. Before he has to fight them top half.
Take a big fat L. And Wilder has to get through Ortiz again, who Ortiz gave him some problems in the first one.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't have rematched Ortiz. I mean, I'm not a big fan of rematches either, unless it was like a split decision, or unless it was like, you know, something that was really, really close, or something that was really controversial. I'm not really a big fan of rematches, because I look at, like, Wilder won by KO. Why fight him again if he gave you problems? I mean, that's kind of how I see it. Like, I don't know, I think Wilder could have picked a better opponent myself, but kind of maybe a little tune-up match before he fought Tyson Fury. But what you think about Ortiz, Wilder, or Wilder Ortiz too?
I think Wilder's going to win again.
I think he's going to win again. But would you have picked that opponent though? Like, would you rematch?
I wouldn't care. I would have rematched him, but I wouldn't have picked him. I would have picked somebody different because I already fought.
Fight Stavern a third time. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I'm just saying somebody else. Like, maybe he could have fought Joseph Parker. So I'm just kind of change it up. I mean, I don't know. Just fighting Ortiz again, like.
He wanted to fight Ortiz because he doesn't want any controversies on his record.
That's he wants to prove it. Okay.
And he wants to prove it, so let him do it. I think that he has the confidence. I think he has the power, and I think he has the speed to get Ortiz out of there a second time.
Yeah. I think he can do it. I'm just saying Ortiz. He was up on them scorecards in the ninth round. Like, I had Ortiz winning.
In the 10th round, got his ass knocked out. So.
Yeah, I think it was like 9th or 10th. Right, it probably was 10th round. But anyway, he was cutting her a little close. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway. All right. So, the last two things. Second to last thing. Ruiz Joshua 2 over the weekend, or maybe it was Friday, whatever, one of them days after Wednesday's shows, they announced that they were going to fight in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, when I saw that, my mouth dropped. It's like... Right, I think it was December 7th they were going to fight. Ruiz came out today and said, nope, nothing has been confirmed, and that I still want to fight in the United States of America. Jordan, how you feel about Ortiz? I mean, I said Ortiz. I mean, Ruiz, Joshua too, man. What you thinking at this point?
What did I say last week? I said that Ruiz, that fight's not going to happen. What's going to happen is he's going to fight Deontay Wilder. That's what they're setting up for. They're setting it up so he can fight Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury have a February 2020 date that they're looking towards to fight each other. That's
nothing set in stone if they lose.
Yeah, but that's right now. February 2020 date is set for Wilder versus Fury 2. I think that Wilder's going to get a fight with Ruiz in December.
Unify the joint.
Unify the joint, and that's going to be for the belts.
They ain't going to fight Tyson Fury in February.
That's what's going to happen, because all this run around, and you blame Eddie Hearns, too, for getting in the middle of it, because Joshua wanted to fight him, and Joshua already said that he will fight him in the States, and Joshua already said he will fight him anywhere. He will go to him because he's a champion. That's respectable, and I respect Joshua for doing that. I don't think it's Joshua that's doing this. I think it's Eddie Hearns, and I really do, because Eddie Hearns, it's been said, quote, Ruiz does not have a say in where the fights takes place. It will take place in Saudi Arabia. Then Ruiz came out and said, nah, no sir, I'm the champ.
Isn't it crazy that I thought it was officially announced, if I'm not mistaken. Like I was in shock when they made it official. But for Ruiz to come out today and say no, nothing is set in stone, and I think that's where they mess up, is they forget that Ruiz is the champion. Ruiz does what he wants. Ruiz agrees to it if he wants to. And so that's why I was so shocked about Saudi Arabia. I said, what? Saudi Arabia? And we had talked about it on the last show. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, what? Fuck no. I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you tripping. You big tripping, bro. Like, I want to go to Mexico City. If that joint ain't gonna be in Mexico City, then let's run it back in NY. Like this, I don't know. I think that's so stupid. Like, what are they doing out here?
It is what it is. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be Wilder Ruiz.
Yeah, December. And I think Wilder knocks Ruiz out like 7th round. Ruiz might give him some go, I guess. Might hit Wilder a couple times, but I think Wilder wins. What's your prediction for that joint?
Don't even ask me. Everybody should already know. Wilder wins. Not even in 7. Wilder wins in 4.
In 4? Jesus Christ. Remember we said that about Ruiz the first time. I said Josh win 3. And what happened? So, you never can tell. I just thought it was crazy how he gave Joseph Parker, he gave him a split decision and stuff, but I just thought that was, the best fight of his life. And him coming off the layoff, he had fought on 4/20, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. So, and then he fought again, was the late replacement on June 1st. I didn't think there was any way he was going to beat Anthony Joshua. I thought he was out of shape. I thought he was overweight. What happened? So, you never can tell, but you think Wilder wins 4th round knockout?
Yes, 4th round knockout Wilder.
I think it goes 7, but we'll see. Nothing has been confirmed. He's still trying to work things out with Joshua, so we'll just be tuned in. All right, for the last 10 minutes of the show, when we were headed up to Philadelphia and we were headed up to Jersey, coming back too, we were listening to a lot of, shout out to Rummy's Corner, great, dope YouTube series he has a lot of great videos. You should check it out if you ever get a chance to. One thing that he talked about, and I'm going to exclude 2 guys from the list, but he said, who is the greatest heavyweight since Muhammad Ali? The 2 guys, he had 7 guys. The reason I'll exclude 2 is because I think Evander Holyfield was a cheater, and I would just say that right now, and we'll just leave it at that. And I think Vitaly Klitschko, he never had most of the belt, so I don't want to include him in the list. So I'm excluding them 2 out of Rummy's Corner. But who is the greatest, Rummy's Corner's video, but who is the greatest heavyweight since Muhammad Ali? And the 5 that he said were Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, Larry Holmes, or Riddick Bowe. If you can put them in an order, how would you rate those 5 since Muhammad Ali? I figured Tyson probably is going to be number 1. I don't know, maybe Lennox Lewis would be number 1.
Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Vladimir Klitschko, what do they say, Riddick Bowe,
and Larry Holmes.
Damn,
You put Larry Holmes at 5?
Yeah, I put Larry Holmes at 5.
Why the disrespect to my man?
Larry Holmes for the old Muhammad Ali.
So you don't respect him for that? He did beat Ken Norton in '78. I know he fought a couple bums.
And an aging Ken Norton as well.
I'm just saying, Ken Norton, it wasn't like Ken Norton. It might have been Ken Norton's last fight, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he fought after him. But
yeah, he has
an older Ken Norton.
He has a history of fighting people in that last fight.
Hey man, Larry Holmes was really good, man. The Eastern Assassin, he was a beast. But the other 4 guys were a beast too. Let me see. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, Larry Holmes, and Riddick Bowe. You know I like Riddick Bowe. I'm a big fan of Riddick Bowe. Let me see. If I had to put together a 5, you had Lennox Lewis as number 1 over yes. Mike Tyson. So Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Vladimir Klitschko, Riddick Bowe, and Larry Holmes. If I had to put together a 5, number 5 would probably be Vladimir Klitschko. I'll put him at 5. I'll put Riddick Bowe 4, Larry Holmes 3, Mike Tyson 2, and Lennox Lewis 1. That's how I'd have it. So, Lennox Lewis was really good, man. Even though I think Mike Tyson in his prime would beat Lennox, I mean, if they had fought in like 92, I don't even know about the prime matchups, but if they had fought 10 years earlier, I think Mike Tyson would beat Lennox Lewis. And it was pretty dope. He also had the other joint where he was breaking down all of Mike Tyson's fights and stuff like that. Man, woo! Mike Tyson was a motherfucking beast, man. It was no beating that man when he was really on his shit, and especially when he was in his prime, man. He was really fucking good and shit. So, but yeah, I'm surprised you put Lennox Lewis number 1, man. You think?
You gotta give him respect. Lennox Lewis was the last lineal heavyweight champion. He was the last unified heavyweight champion. Lennox Lewis was the man. Like, you gotta give him respect.
He beat Tyson.
Mike Tyson's number 2 because he's the last pound for pound heavyweight champion. So it's like, there's no question. The rest of them just fall in place, and that's how it is. Vladimir Klitschko was it better? Sorry, I can't pronounce it. Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko. Sorry, was the better of the two brothers, and for that reign, I was like a 10-year reign. The heavyweight, I think it was either 10 years, like or it might be 7 or 8, right? 8 or 10 year reign in the heavyweight division as the top dog. And the only reason why he wasn't a unified champion or because he didn't fight his brother. So that's the only reason. Anybody else, they fall in between. But.
Well. Hold on. Not so fast, my friend. I wasn't a big fan of the Klitschko brothers, even though like I'm ethnically like part Ukrainian, stuff like that. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, we better get up out of here. But like even though like I was part Ukrainian, I was never a big fan of the Klitschko brothers. Like they used to irritate me. I wasn't really following the heavyweight division. Like it was like there has to be some American who could beat these motherfuckers. Like, but you think that because I've read that Vitaly might have been better than Vladimir. It's just that he took that time off between 2005 and 2008, and that's why I'm not including him because Vladimir had most of the belts. But you think that Vitaly would beat? I mean, you think Vladimir would beat Vitaly in a match?
Yeah, I think so.
That's interesting. I've read that it would actually go the other way. That Vitaly was a little bit better than Vladimir, but
why he didn't fight his brother then? The only excuse I ever heard because their mom didn't want him to. So we will never know. Never know.
And he doesn't have that much respect for Riddick Bowe for whatever reason, even though Riddick Bowe was a fucking beast. Like, and I guess he doesn't like Larry Holmes very much either. Larry Holmes, both of them were really, really good fighters. So I had Riddick Bowe ahead of
both of them were really good fighters, but they were just fillers for their errors.
Stop! What? Larry Holmes.
So Shannon Briggs for the 90s, filler.
Bruh, that's unfair to compare Shannon Briggs to Larry Holmes. Like
filler for their errors.
Even though I get it, even though I had
Shannon Briggs versus a prime Larry Holmes, Shannon Briggs wins.
What? You
in
tripping?
6.
You tripping? Larry Holmes would beat Shannon Briggs' ass.
In 6.
Hey, listen.
Come on, champ.
Listen, fella. I don't know why he's disrespecting Larry Holmes like that. Probably because he beat an old Ali, which he was crying after the match. Like, felt really bad about doing this shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, this was J&J Boxing for August 14th, 2019. We gotta get up out of here. We got some shit to do. Just some different topics we wanted to talk about. So that was today's show. I'm John Amberger, Blaze Jays on Instagram. Follow me whenever you get a chance. Whatever, subscribe, all that good shit for the show. Jordan, take them away.
It's your boy Jordan, J Grade 8 on Instagram. And listen, if you ever get a chance to, please go out and see Miss Linda or see Joe or see Mick at the Deer Lake. It's Fighters Heaven. Fighters Heaven.
Deer Lake, Pennsylvania.
Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. Go check that out. Support it. They don't ask. It's free admission. They don't ask for anything. Just give a slight donation to Parkinson's disease.
Yes.
Please do that and just try to keep that alive, man. That's a piece of history. Miss Linda is full of history, so please go see him. Joe is too. Mick is a good guy as well. Man, just go do that for us. Take your time to do it, man. Donate to him, and let's keep them alive, all right?
Yes, sir.
And don't forget to click the like button and share and subscribe. Appreciate y'all, man.
J&J Boxing. We out.